One of the most electrifying atmospheres in college football in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Saturday night, Death Valley, LSU. The Tigers getting set to host the New Mexico Lobos. Both teams trying to go to 3-1 on the season as Brian Kelly leads the Tigers out. And we welcome you to Tiger Stadium, everyone. Good to have you with us. Mike Corey, Dave Steckel, and Jalen Johnson. A lot of excitement back here at LSU now, Steck, and new head coach and Brian Kelly. What do you like what he's done so far with this program?
I'll tell you what, he got hired in January. When he got hired, he had 37 scholarships. You have a total of 85 scholarships in this football program. But Brian Kelly, he's been at a place at Grand Valley State. He went to Central Michigan, to Cincinnati, to Notre Dame. He's going to take that plan where he's won everywhere, and he's going to instill it in the program here at LSU to try to lead them to another national championship.
Always a ton of talent here in Baton Rouge. And when we talked to the coaching staff yesterday, they talked about one of their top players in number 8, Malik Neighbors, the wide receiver. What about his play?
I got to go watch practice on Thursday. This man here is long, he's lean, he's got unbelievable hands, and he can run with the ball after the catch. But he's going to have to do that tonight, Mike, because he's losing one of his sidekicks.
Yes, he is. And for more on that, let's check in for the first time tonight with Jalen Johnson. What's happening, Jalen?
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, Kayshawn Booty is missing this game, but for the best possible reason. On Thursday, he and his girlfriend Kayla welcomed their baby boy into the world. And Coach Kelly said it was really important that he wanted to give him the opportunity to go ahead, go home, be with his family, and see his newborn. So from all of us here at ESPN, congratulations to both of them.
That's great to see, absolutely. And they've got an amazing wide receiver room, too. You got to have Neighbors stepping up, but they got a lot of other guys out there, too, don't they, Stack?
They have a lot of talent. We're not going to get to see them right away because they're going on defense.
Danny
However,
Gonzalez,
they got guys.
Head coach for New Mexico, was there way back as he was a graduate in 1998, got his master's in 2002, and he's been up through the ranks, right, Coach? A graduate assistant for 4 years there, the video coordinator, safeties and special teams coach. And then he went on, and he came back, and now he's trying to bring this program back up to some of the heights that they've had in years past.
Coach Gonzalez, he's done it all there, and that's a great example of how you start from the bottom, work your way up, and he's an Albuquerque guy, so I'm excited for him to see how his team performs tonight.
Third season for him, and it's pretty interesting. They always want the ball first when they win the toss, and they've won the toss tonight, and they're going to receive. So in 22 of the 23 games that he's coached now, New Mexico has started with the football on offense. And they're going to start just across their own 20-yard line. And for the first time tonight, we'll see Miles Kendrick, the quarterback, as Christian Washington brought it up to the 23. So Miles Kendrick, senior transfer out of Kansas. You've been watching a lot of film this week, Coach. Break it down for us with him.
This man runs well. He really runs well. They want to move him out of the pocket to give him different throws, different angles. He's came in here and became a leader very quickly, so it's going to be interesting to see how he attacks with his triple option tonight.
First and 10, New Mexico to begin tonight. Keeping on the ground, the ball comes out, but it's recovered back by Jaden Hullaby. As Kendrick, who is not even really the starter coming into camp, right? He had to kind of earn his position to where he's at now, didn't he?
He did, and I think that's really an attribute that when you let someone earn their job, they're more excited to have their job. I really like this young man, the way he runs the option game also.
Nate Jones in the backfield here for New Mexico. Second down. Jones across the 30. Going to bring up a 3rd and short here for New Mexico on their opening drive of the game. 2-1 overall this season. First road game of the campaign.
Interesting here, Mike. Coach wanted to be hard-nosed and tough. You see there in the pistol there, running a zone block. Good angle up the middle through the B gap there. And now they have a 3rd and short. They're taking the play right to LSU. Exciting to watch.
3 wide receivers set. Again, Jones in the backfield. Here comes some pressure from LSU. Kendrick, option. And just before the first down marker, Luke Wysong going to be taken down just shy of the first. Jarek Bernard Converse coming in to make the play for the Tigers.
You see on the replay here, Miles Kendrick comes out of the option game here. Thought he should have kept the ball, pitches it. Excellent pursuit down the line of scrimmage. That's a big guy bending down the line, making that play on 4th and 1. They got to turn the ball back over to him now.
So a 3 and out to begin as Aaron Rodriguez comes on. He's averaging over 47 yards a kick, which is good for #1 in the conference and 5th overall in college football and FBS. And Jack Besh is back to receive it inside the zone 25-yard line for LSU. And it's going to be excellent field position here for the Tigers as this ball bounces just inside the 40-yard line. Not what they were looking for on that play. And here comes Jaden Daniels for LSU. Transfer out of Arizona State, has had a lot of time and a lot of starts back there. 29 at Arizona State, his 32, now 33rd career start here at LSU.
Coach Kelly went in the transfer portal and got a really good athlete here. He's fast, he scrambles well. I think they're going to move the pocket around with this guy. It's going to be interesting to see how they use him tonight.
Armani Goodwin starts in the backfield, and he gets the call on first down for the Tigers and picks up a couple just across the 45-yard line. Alec Marenko on the tackle for New Mexico.
They ran a little ISO at play there. Now they're going speed. They're going with their NASCAR system.
Daniels shotgun. Besh has it. And hit just across the first down marker. He's got a first. Rico Hanna makes the tackle for New Mexico.
They spread him out, Mike, here with an empty formation. He goes a little 3-step slant, hits it through, and gets the needed first down.
That's one of the cops. I was like,
first down from the 45-yard line, and this pass is caught. It's inside the 40. On the run is Malik Neighbors, who we talked about in the open, and he has a first down for LSU, run out by Ronald Wilson.
What coach is doing, they're giving them a lot of formations and motions, as you see. They're changing personnel, as we see. One again, 3-step drop, hit Neighbors on the hitch, got some yak after that, yards after the catch.
First down to the 32-yard line. Now Josh Williams is in to the right of Daniels from the shotgun. And Williams, pretty good run here on first down, and now mixing it up nicely. And we've already seen 3 different running backs as well, and a couple good targets that Daniels has to throw to here tonight. Good opening drive for LSU.
Real good opening drive. 5 yards on the zone play. That's outstanding.
Daniels standing tall. It's passed over the middle of the first down catch made by Williams. And it's inside the 20.
They went with play action there, Mike. A little play action face. They dropped 8 in the pocket, threw a little check down to Williams. Really nice run up the middle. They're not huddling here, Mike. They don't want them to substitute.
Nope. And Mason Taylor, the tight end in the slot to the bottom of your screen. 4 on the outside. Daniels. Catch made. Brian Thomas Jr. makes a move, and he gets close to another first down. The Tigers going to be a little shy inside the 10.
Another controlled passing game here. They wanted to get a really fast start. They weren't starting fast lately in football games. They want to get a good fast start here, and they need to finish strong like they have been in football games. There's a really nice drive being put together here by Mike Denbrock, their offensive coordinator.
Second down and short. Goodwin now back in the backfield. Daniels gives to Goodwin. He's got the first down. It's going to set up first and goal for the Tigers at the 5-yard line.
What they're doing, Mike, is they're taking 12 personnel. That's 1 back, 2 tight ends. That's what 12 means. And they're putting wings out there to block those edges.
First and goal, Goodwin, and he's in for the touchdown. Armani Goodwin gets the scoring started for LSU.
Awesome drive. Well designed, multiple formations, different plays that they haven't seen before. They get in the red zone here. They go with the 12 personnel with the 2 big tight ends over there. They run the zone, get a nice block there by Taylor, and he does the rest and takes it in. Armani Goodwin for the touchdown. And every time you hear that touchdown, man, you hear the band play, don't you?
That's right. Damian Ramos comes on for the extra point, and after a 3-and-out by New Mexico and a short punt, LSU takes advantage. 8 plays, 57 yards. There's 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Daniels is 4 for 4 on the drive, and Armani Goodwin finishes it off with his 4th touchdown of the season. 7-0 Tigers. What a start for LSU. There's offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock in the purple LSU hat there in the middle of your screen. Spent some time with Coach Kelly at Notre Dame, and then the former offensive coordinator at Cincinnati, and a great run that they had there, and now here as the OC for LSU. Phenomenal start.
Coach Denbrock's a really good football coach. We talked to him yesterday. He's a dirty dozen guy. What that means, he likes to script the first 12 plays, Mike, and give you different formations, different looks, runs, pass. And it was very effective going right down the field in those 8 plays. Quarterback was 4 for 4.
Washington going to take it out here for New Mexico, and he's going to be wrapped up before the 20-yard line. And that's Christian Washington, number 22 for the Lobos, a guy who already has a 100-yard kickoff return for a touchdown this season.
Surprised they're bringing it out a little bit here, Mike. He's 3-4 yards deep. He does have speed and quickness, but you get that fair catch you get on the 25 versus the 18-yard line.
It's a great tackle by Mekhi Garner as well, number 2 on special teams for LSU. All right, so 3-and-out the first series. What do you do to try to get a little bit more of a sustained drive here and not let LSU's offense get right back on the field?
Well, they took it to him right down with the zone. I would see some more zone play coming here, try to establish a good run game.
Nate Jones is the back, and the pass goes out to the outside. It is low and hauled in. On the catch is Jordan Porter that makes the grab for New Mexico.
They faked the counter going into the boundary. Fake the counter going into the boundary, put him on the move, got him on the perimeter, and throws an out route here. Needs to slow down a little bit here. Nice placement, nice catch. Porter, that's his go-to guy.
Transfer out of Arizona State. Already has a couple of touchdown grabs on the season. 2nd down and 4. Now they get Porter on the outside, and he gets up to the 25-yard line, 2 yards shy of a first down.
They're trying to do very creative ways to get Jordan Porter the ball. He's their go-to guy, like I just mentioned before, with speed and quickness. I don't know if they have enough speed to get onto the perimeter without the option game versus this LSU speed.
Third down and 2. Little play fake to Jones. They'll throw it out to him. He's got the catch, and he's upended right at the 27-yard line. Yeah, it's going to be enough. Yep, first down as Greg Brooks Jr. got in there, but just enough for the first on a 3-yard reception.
Nice design here by Coach Weirmeyer. What they do is they bunch the formation. They run him off, and they take the tailback, and they slip him out into the flat there. Nathan Jones blocks it away, gets the first down for him.
I mean, that's huge for them, right, Coach? I mean, you can't underestimate. I mean, getting a first down here and just trying to get a sustained drive going. You can't go 2 back-to-back 3-and-outs, you know, and have a good night here at this place.
Absolutely not. They're in their pistol formation here. Here comes their option game.
Fake to Jones. They swing it out to Luke Wysong, and Wysong going to be taken down by Garner again in the backfield. Made the play on special teams on the kickoff, and now here as the junior cornerback comes up to make the play.
The guy who really made this play, though, if you watch it, he fakes the pass and throws out the bumble. Look at the burst here by Brooks. It makes him keep running laterally to the sidelines, and then Gardner, number 2, makes a nice tackle. The one thing I'm really impressed with Coach House's defense, they swarm to the ball, and they're very good tacklers. He calls it straining to the ball.
2nd and 14. You got White and Jones now in the backfield for New Mexico. Jones on the carry. Stood up again at that front. Harold Perkins Jr., the linebacker.
Little counter play. They don't want to be behind the chains on that. Watch here, the offensive starters, they only got 3. Plus they had some transfers coming in there. So this is a work in progress for New Mexico as they try to get back on track here. Now they're putting in a third and long situation here. What they want to do here in this situation, Coach was telling us, was a check with me. If they're in zone, they're going to run different routes than if they're seeing man coverage here.
Third down and 12 for New Mexico. To keep it on the ground, Nate Jones, and he gets up across the 35-yard line. They're pushing the pile near the 38. Going to be shy. What an extra push there, but it's punt time once again.
What they did there was they went third and long, and what they do a check with me, and they're looking to the sidelines, and they see LSU in a zone defense, and they're trying to pop a run. 12 yards, got 10 yards out of it. Not a bad call there. Punter's got to do a better job here, Mike.
Yeah, you got to get a better punt out of Rodriguez. I mean, he's one of the best in the country, and he kicked it 25 yards in his first punt of the night. Besh again back to return. He's at his own 20-yard line. That's much better. Besh retreats and makes the catch at the 15. Is not called for the fair catch, and he's taken down on the spot. Good job there by New Mexico. Rico Hanna on special teams to make the tackle. That punt was a 49-yarder. It's LSU ball with a 7-0 lead when we come back after this. Also, the news coming out this past week of LSU being placed on a 1-year probation due to a recruiting violation about a year and a half ago, and I think at this point they're just happy to finally get this behind them.
They probably are, Mike, but the one thing that doesn't bother me, but Coach Kelly and his program had nothing to do with this violation.
Right.
It's not a reflection on how he runs a program, so it is behind him. Now let's move forward and going.
And how about the job that Coach Kelly has done? When we met with him and his staff yesterday, and you know, there's obviously things you have to, you know, clean up or change when you come into this, you know, environment and you're in the SEC. But he seems like, you know, they've got it going on pretty quick here. I mean, you don't bring in a guy like Brian Kelly for no reason. I mean, that's one of the best all time. And they're 1 point away from being undefeated right now.
He's a very successful football coach because he loves to coach and teach.
Daniels taking a shot deep down the field. Got him in, and it is Chris Hilton Jr. who makes the catch.
Beautiful. Threw a streak route to Hilton. Everybody we met with, watch this first and I'll make the comment. Makes a play action, throws it deep. One step off the run. Hilton outruns everybody, and why I say that after that 55-yard catch is because every coach on that staff said, fastest guy on our team. Yeah. And here comes our NASCAR night.
We talked to Mike Denbrock, the offensive coordinator, said he's track level fast. Just another gear. Here's Besh on the catch. And he gets to the 25-yard line, a yard shy of the first down. Tackled down by Hanna and also A.J. Halsey for New Mexico.
What they did, they came out in an empty set, and they run mirror routes with the outside guys, and the inside guy, the number 3 receiver, he runs a little check down or drag route. He dumped it to him, let him do the rest for 9 yards.
You got Neighbors, Jenkins, and Besh, wide receivers now for LSU. Daniels is 6 for 6 already in this game for 100 yards passing for the Tigers. Handoff, Armani Goodwin, who's got the touchdown here tonight. It's inside the 20 on the carry, and this offense is looking good.
It's clicking in all cylinders. Coach Denbrock talked about 12 personnel. Again, 1 back, 2 tight ends in the game. They spread the tight end wide, motion him in on the edge so they could block the edges just so they can run zone and get a hat on a hat in there.
Coming up on 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Tigers on the board first with a 5-yard touchdown run by Armani Goodwin. They're looking for more here. Fresh set of downs from the 18. Look at all the time that Daniels has. And can't really get back up to the line of scrimmage. Nobody open downfield. Good job by the New Mexico defense in the secondary.
Excellent coverage in the secondary. Odoms and Martin, they're man-to-man, locked out with people out there in the secondary. They went max protection. That's why I had a lot of time. But the secondary did a really good job of staying with their men and eventually getting a sack.
DeRay Jenkins, wide receiver at the top of the screen with Besh in the slot. And Neighbors to the bottom. Goodwin in the backfield. after the 2-yard loss. Pass is caught by Neighbors. Pushed out of bounds inside of the 15-yard line to set up a 3rd down here.
Corner's playing off coverage. Throws a little hitch route out to him. Gets that little 5-6 yards. Now they put him in a 3rd and manageable here.
All right, what do you like here, Coach, in this situation? Ball at the 14-yard line. Got to get 1st down at the 8.
3rd medium. I think what they're going to do here, in my opinion, is they're probably going to motion a guy to see if they're in man coverage. If they're in man coverage, look for mesh routes. That means people are going to cross with each other to try to pick somebody. If not, they're going to sit down. Here comes your motion.
Yeah, you called it. Mesh goes in motion, or check it. That's Mason Taylor, the tight end. Daniels over the middle, and nobody home. A little bit of a miscommunication that he wanted Neighbors, and he went to the outside. Ball went to the middle of the field. It's 4th down.
Absolutely right. Neighbors was running a corner route, and the dig was wide open. He was assuming he was going to run the dig route. That's one of his favorite routes. You see here in the route, nice protection up inside, steps up, throws it, was expecting the timing on the dig route, and Neighbors ran a fade route. Curious what they're talking about on the bench. Who's who?
Well, now Ramos is going to come on to attempt a 31-yard field goal. He's 2 for 3 on the season, along a 36. This one from 31. And that is through. So 10-0 LSU here with 2 minutes and 23 seconds to play in this 1st quarter of action. Daniels has looked sharp, and the Tigers lead it by 10.
Rouge. LSU is up 10-0 on the Lobos. Now, when the team came off to the sideline after that timeout, they were really happy to get off the field with only giving up 3 points. When we talked to Coach Gonzalez earlier this week, he said the spirit of our team right now is just completely different from where it was last year. He said coming into this one, I didn't want to make it as big as I made the Texas A&M game last year. He was like, because I really scared them a little bit. So he said coming in this week, he just kept it like it was any other week when they came down here to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jalen. I took that out of the call as well this week, too. You can't psych your guys up too much or, you know, get them all nervous, right? Before, I mean, they know it's going to be tough coming in here, right, Coach? How about you when you're in these kind of environments? What was that like?
Absolutely. Coach said, hey, let's go compete, let's believe in each other, and let's have a tough guy mentality. And that's what they started doing earlier in the game. They were running that zone play up inside the middle, trying to say, go nose to nose with it. So it's going to be curious to see how they get the ball running here.
You just saw that graphic about the freshmen and sophomores on this team, 84 total. That's 73% of the roster, either freshmen or sophomores. And the note, as you said, was 8th most in the nation. From the 25-yard line, White and Jones in the backfield. It's option. And it's going to be White as he gets across the 25-yard line for a couple. How about that center, C.J. James, right? The sophomore, transfer Abilene Christian, Lackawanna Junior College as well, at Springfield, Mass. He leads the way for this group, doesn't he?
He does. He's a very tough football player. He's a tough football player. He's aggressive, good feet. He's a powerful man inside there. I like when he's at Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, because you know I'm a Pennsylvania boy.
That's right.
Anybody who comes through Pennsylvania has got to be tough.
Split backs here again with Jones and Hullaby. Look out, pressure coming in, and Kendrick is sacked. Harold Perkins Jr. making a few plays already here tonight. This LSU defense is Jacoby and Guillory as well.
Savio Jones comes on the inside, brings 4 weak from his boundary. Coach House does it, dials up a little blitz. He's putting in a 3rd and long situation again. Now what they're going to do here in this 3rd and long situation, like we talked last time, it's a check with me situation. He sees zones out there. Coach wants to try to pop some runs on him.
Perkins got a hand on him first, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Mike. They're in 3rd and 15. I don't know if that run's going to work. He's seeing pressure here.
Now you're in a tough spot. Trying to keep it off the ground. A safe call here of Christian Washington. He's going to be tackled down well shy of the 1st down. And it's punt time once again for New Mexico. Jarek Bernard Converse on the tackle.
Washington here, good bounce. He's a slash type of runner. He has really good bounce, as you see there. But again, the swarming defense, Converse is playing the safety position this week. He had to move over from corner into safety because they have a couple safeties out. today.
Aaron Rodriguez again to punt for New Mexico. Besh. A little bit of room to return here from inside his own 25-yard line. Jack Besh still on his feet. Now he's going to get a block. No flags. Besh inside the 40. 35 down the sideline. With blockers in front. Jack Besh. Now there's a flag down. Besh goes into the end zone, but there's a flag back at the 35-yard line. I was waiting to see because there was a block, and then they did throw the flag. So hang on as Besh took it 76 yards to the house if it stands. Our referee is Ted Pitts here tonight from Tiger Stadium. You could see one of those blocks coming at you right here.
Right there on the side, needing to get his helmet across, but you also have
during the return,
a little further.
Personal foul, blindside block, 25 return team. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Here it comes again, and you see right there on the side. They call those things blindside now because the young man couldn't see it coming. I don't know about that one. He looked like he had him inside the chest, Mike.
That's why I thought it looked pretty good when I first saw it live. Colby Fields gets called for it, and unfortunately for LSU, it negates a 76-yard touchdown.
There will be a one-time down to end the first quarter.
There'll be one untimed down here before the end of the first quarter.
You know, the thing I saw on the other end, I thought they were calling was a holding. It looked like a holding penalty over there on the other side. It was Coach Kelly.
Yeah.
He's explaining to him the rule here.
What do you think?
He's coming across here. He gets his head across. He didn't see it coming, but it was side to side. It wasn't a blind side from the standpoint of didn't see it coming, and he didn't wallop him.
That's why Coach Kelly is irate, of course. It had a touchdown there on the punt return, and that's something they're, you know, Brian Polian, unbelievable special teams coordinator, you know, from back in Notre Dame with Coach Kelly, and we talked to him too as well yesterday.
Yes.
And they were trying to clean up a couple things as well. I mean, he would have been psyched, you know, the way his team performed on that punt return, but they came back.
They would. You know what they coach there, though? They tell him to back him. So as you come in that situation, you want to throw your right arm through there and put your back to him to screen him off.
Last play of the first quarter, John Emery Jr. on the carry for the first time tonight for LSU.
That's the end of the first quarter.
And it'll be second down for the Tigers as we begin the second quarter when we come back. LSU 10, New Mexico nothing. Saturday night football from Death Valley in Baton Rouge. All right, coming up next, SEC football final. Back for another season. Dari Noka, Chris Dorian, Benjamin Watson. Takeo Spikes taking through all the biggest stories of the day, breaking down all the games. It's coming up tonight at 10:30 Eastern after Vandy and Alabama. Boy, some wild ones today. And I know your former team there, Mizzou, they had it. What happened at Auburn?
They had him. The coach did a great job, put him lined up in the middle of the field for a 26-yard field goal. And my thicker kicker pushed it wide right.
Second down for LSU here as we begin the second quarter. It's Armani Goodwin on the carry for the Tigers. Going to bring up a third down and 3 for LSU. And Neighbors a little slow to get up here for LSU. And now he's up to his feet. We were watching the Wake Forest Clemson game before we headed over to the stadium as well today. That was another crazy one that Clemson somehow was able to sneak out with a win there as well. So look at Neighbors at the end of the play.
Yeah, they're running what they call a split zone or a wave play. The tight end comes across the seals. They open up the hole for a zone blocking scheme, and Neighbors gets crunched from behind there on the tackle.
Let's hope he's going to be okay. Third down, the back is Josh Williams here for LSU.
Look for a three-step here.
Daniels gets it out to Williams. He's got space, and he's across the 45-yard line for a first down and more for LSU. Nice play on the third down.
Was a good play on the third down. What they did was they had two wide receivers over there. They both went slant, and run him into the flat for an easy little dump.
They pick up 21 on the play. Just saw a shot of 66, Will Campbell. That's the left tackle for this LSU group. And the offensive line playing very strong here early as this pass is caught by Jack Besh. How about the bookend, true freshman on the offensive line? 66 Campbell there, and then also number 50, Emory Jones on the other side. That's amazing.
It's really amazing to start 2 freshmen in the SEC. Coach Brad Davis, sorry, I snapped it. Brad Davis does a heck of a job with that offensive line there.
Daniels taking off, directing traffic as Jaden Daniels gets run out of bounds inside the 25-yard line by A.J. Halsey for New Mexico, and that's what he can do, not only through the air, but on the ground, Jaden Daniels.
He does. He goes back to throw the football here. It comes back into the pocket, play action fake. They're going to do a pump and go. Great job by the corners again. Doesn't see anything. He runs and scrambles, and he has legs. He can move. He can run. Lock that ball away, though.
23 on the pickup. Jaden Daniels, the only player in the SEC to rank in the top 10 for passing yards and rushing yards so far this season. Now it's low and incomplete. Wanted Brian Thomas Jr. that time.
Ball was thrown. Not a really high percentage throw, though. He's throwing from the hash all the way over here to the boundary. The reason being, had an excellent read there. He was going to go with the zone. Coach Rocky came with a blitz, so he threw out the check down over here.
Boy, the second incomplete pass thrown by Daniels tonight. You saw the numbers, 9 for 11 for 133 yards. He also has 2 carries for 21 yards as well tonight. Second down. Looking right off the bat, fires for Neighbors. He's got it, run out of bounds. That's signed by A.J. Odoms for New Mexico.
What they're asking Jaden to do tonight, throwing bubbles, quick out, 3 steps, getting the ball out of his hands fast, because Coach Long, he likes to bring pressure.
Freshman all SEC selection. Neighbors, 8th play of the drive coming for LSU. Now with a 3rd down and 4.
Watch for some rub rats down here. You know it's going to be a pass. Look at the stance by the left tackle.
Daniels, pressure coming in, he gets away. Daniels on the run, he's going to be pushed out of bounds, and that should probably draw a flag, and it does. Justin Harris hit him well late out of bounds. Bryce Santana should have had him tackled for a sack in the backfield. He did not, and now after all that, it's going to be a penalty on New Mexico.
It's heartbreaking from a coach.
Late hit, personal foul, out of bounds, defense number 97. That's a half the distance to the goal, enforcement. Automatic, first down.
Santana mixes sacks. Harris hustles over, makes a really good hustle play, and then he jumps on top of him out of bounds. I think he was stumbling and falling, but you can't do that to the quarterback.
I mean, that's tough, right? Those are the plays you go back, right, and you watch the film during the week, coach, and think, boy, we had him sacked, right? We had him sacked. It was going to be, long, and then all of a sudden now you give up a penalty, and now it's going to be 1st and goal.
Mike, you're right. It was a win for the defense, holding them to a field goal possible, and now they're down here in the red zone.
That was a first penalty on New Mexico tonight, too, as well as Lacey goes in motion. The handoff goes to Williams. He's stretching his way to the goal line. A flag is down. He is just shy of the end zone, and we'll check the flag here. It's back at the 11-yard line.
It's in a spot called holding traditionally, right there in the middle of the big old mollyhawkers down there. They had a push,
Holding.
though.
Offense, number 87. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. We'll replay, first down.
See a really good push here. Tailback cuts it back. Nice slashing run. Williams got his knee down there looking for that end zone again. Holding brings it back. Cole Taylor was the culprit.
Right.
Foolish penalties, back-to-back foolish penalties on both sides of the ball, kind of neutralizes thing.
Backs him up to the 19-yard line. John Emery Jr. is in the backfield. It's 1st and goal, though, but from the 19. Daniels over the middle. He's got Besh. And Besh is hit, taken down the 10-yard line. Rico Hanna first on the scene. They told us that they were making a concerted effort to get Besh more involved in this game, and he certainly has been already.
They have with the punt return there. He's hitting cross routes with him. What they did that time, they went cross routes, and then they had Emery going on a wheel route up the side, which was well defended by New Mexico.
2nd and goal now. Taylor's in motion. He gets the pass. He gets the touchdown. Cole Taylor for LSU. Another flag is down at the 2-yard line.
What they might be calling there is a pick play. You know how Coach called it rubs when we met with them? They ran a rub route into the outside. They put the tight end Taylor in motion.
Pass interference.
Wide receiver comes inside here and
that's a 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
There.
We'll replay 2nd down.
You're right, Coach.
You know, that's when Coach Denbrock and we were teasing. He calls them rub routes, and I call them pick routes. The officials on that time took my side, and they think it's a pick route, and they brought it back.
Yeah, it's on Neighbors, too, number 8. So that is 2 touchdowns called back tonight on penalties for LSU. And, you know, Besh had the 76-yard punt return for the touchdown. They got called back in an illegal block. And then Neighbors now the penalty negating the touchdown pass to Cole Taylor. Daniels, look out, and he's taken down and sacked. This time Justin Harris has him. And that is a huge loss back to the 32-yard line. Jalen.
That's a really big loss. Heck of a play by Harris coming off here. See the pressure, they run a little twist on the side, a 3-man twist, comes right up the gut, wraps him up, came in there unscathed. They got to be careful. They're taking him out of possible field goal range.
That's what Coach Denbrock. You guys, you remember that's what Coach Denbrock was talking to us about earlier this week, right? He said he wanted his offense to start off fast, but he said the problem when they do is that they push themselves back with penalties. So he wants to get rid of that, and I'm sure that's something they'll talk about at the half.
It's a good point, Jalen. The pass is caught here by Cole Taylor on 3rd down. It is 3rd down and goal from way back past the 30-yard line. Not going to be nearly enough, and it's going to be 4th down. So that's it. Starting fast but playing smart. So they'll have a few things still to clean up after what we've seen here, especially on this drive, Coach. I mean, 4 penalties in nearly the last 4.5 minutes.
Absolutely. What was really nice about that play right there, though, they got the ball out there to Cole Taylor. Made a nice play getting him. They got him back in the field goal range here, and still come away with some points, making it a 13-0 football game here.
38-yard attempt here for Damian Ramos. And no good. So LSU driving strong, but then stalled with penalties. And a missed 38-yard field goal by Damian Ramos, and it stays a 10-0 lead for LSU. We'll be back after this. Well, LSU dominating here in terms of total yards, 203-30, but they just missed a 38-yard field goal. They were on fire. They had scored on 8 of their last 9 drives, 6 of 7 in that Mississippi State game. They played so well. And then tonight, their first 2, but then what happened here in the last sequence?
Last sequence, they come in down here, and they went 12 plays, 59 yards, and they came away with no points. Big glaring thing I see right now, Mike, is they got to sustain some drive here. They only ran 12 plays. They got to freshen up that defense because they're playing really hard.
Here for Luke Lysong, and LSU's all over and going to lose a yard in the play. Nothing doing. Harold Perkins Jr. again, and also West Weeks. There's a look at Seven Banks as well, number 1 for the Tigers.
They're trying to get it on the perimeter. Meeks does a really nice job there of shedding the block and coming up over top. And our guy Banks makes him redirect. He missed the tackle because he ducked his eyes, but he made him redirect to the field. There's too much speed to run to the sideline with New Mexico. Yeah,
Banks got it first, finished off by Weeks. New Mexico still without a first down in this game in 21-plus minutes. 2nd and 11.
Their youth is showing.
Kendrick. A wide open man down across the 35 to 40 and knocked out of bounds. Jalen Hullaby. What a play as Jarek Bernard Converse is chasing after him, and Hullaby with a big catch out of the backfield. The sophomore, the transfer out of Texas.
Really nice design here. They look like they're going with lead option with the guard pulling. He pulls back to throw the football, and the guy leading Hullaby there runs up the sideline. He throws a perfect pass into his hands.
38 yards on that play. And New Mexico in LSU territory now, the 42-yard line. Hullaby's on the sideline getting a much-deserved breather there. Washington in the backfield, gets the call, spins and gets tackled down. Oh, they're going to call him down. Yep. Greg Brooks for LSU on the play, on the tackle.
They run this blitz zone action off the option play. You see here coming back in motion, hands on the ball, nice bounce to the outside, runs with leverage. That need touch though. I like that. I like Christian Washington, number 22.
Yeah.
He's low, he's stocky, he has really good balance and feet.
Split backs again here, Washington and Hullaby. Keeper, Kendrick, nothing doing there. And Ali Gay on the tackle, number 11. And I know you were at practice on Thursday, Coach, and you loved what you saw out of this player, the senior from Linwood, Washington.
Ali Gay is long, young man. See him come off the ball here, playing pitch, folds back inside, makes a tackle on the quarterback. Quarterback, he pitched that ball though, he's running down the sideline. That's one thing you put a lot on your plate when you're an option quarterback, to be able to read and design. And with the transfer of Kendrick just getting in there, he's just now feeling his oats with the option game.
All right, what do you got here? 3rd and 6 for New Mexico.
3rd and 6, he's going to check and see if they're blitzing. If they're blitzing, watch some mesh routes here.
Jones in the backfield. Kendrick on the pass, it's broken up and nearly intercepted by Greg Brooks Jr. for LSU. And it's 4th down for the Lobos.
Coach Wareheim did a nice job there. He saw the pressure, got him at move the pocket, rolled him out, ran 2 outs here. You see him move in the pocket here. Really nice play by Brooks. Gotta look that ball in the hand. He might be running the other way.
Yes, tried to find Luke Weissong, the intended receiver, but Greg Brooks Jr. The defensive coordinator, Matt House, told us yesterday, just really jumps out at you. He's always working hard, always in the film room. And the senior, a transfer out of Arkansas, made the play to force another punt. 4th straight punt for New Mexico in this game. And the fair catch is made by Best. 12-yard line. LSU back on offense with a 10-0 lead when we come back after this. Monday at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Thinking Out Loud is back for another season with Spencer Hall, Richard Johnson, breaking down the weekend on the gridiron, talking about the hottest topics for the upcoming weekend. A preview of Saturday's biggest games right here, SEC Network, and also on the ESPN app. Mike Corey, Dave Steckel, Jalen Johnson with you here tonight from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. What a scene here on the Saturday.
It's a beautiful scene. You know, I got a little distracted there because you were talking about that promo about thinking out loud. My wife is always thinking out loud, I thought, but they're usually orders she's giving me.
Have you had any updates, any tweets, text messages about what's going on?
Oh yeah, she's coaching me up as we go now, man.
Yeah.
She's thinking out loud.
In-game adjustments? Yeah.
Okay, there you go, bud.
Here's Jaden Daniels and company back on the field for LSU. Play fake. Throws it to the outside. Catch is made by Mason Taylor. And pushed out of bounds. Gang tackle there by 4 New Mexico defenders. How about Mason Taylor? The son of Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. Just a freshman coming in at 6'5", 245. Those tight ends, monstrous for the LSU Tigers.
He is very long like his daddy, you know, and he's got eye-hand coordination. He has very good speed. Really like what I see out of that guy. He's got a bright future. And another freshman.
Daniels to the outside. Catch is made by Kyron Lacey. First time tonight. And he has touched it. Hauls it in. 1st down LSU to the 28-yard line.
Kyron Lacey's another young man who's got length and size. Look at his arms. They're walking back to the huddle over there. Big hands. Quick play action fakes, throws the out, catches it with all his hands, tries to make a spin move to get some yak. Nice tackle, though, by New Mexico State.
Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in this first half. Daniels scrambles, gets up to the 32. In there, Omar Durame on the tackle.
Mike,
excuse me.
Mike, I'm impressed with this defensive line. They are getting after it. They've been playing a lot of snaps right now. They're putting nice pressure onto the quarterback, though.
Starting to settle in a little bit here. Still just a 10-0 lead for LSU. Coming up late in this first half. Pass to the outside. That might have been deflected. I'm going to say it is caught by Taylor. And he's a yard shy of the first down. So Mason Taylor makes the grab. It'll be 3rd and 1 for LSU from their own 37. There's Cody Moon. Great story with him, just a sophomore from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
All right, 3rd and short here. They're back to their 12 personnel with those 2 tight ends. They were.
New Mexico.
They're taking a timeout, Mike. They have those 2 tight ends in there. What they've been doing is protecting the edge and running that zone play.
We'll see if LSU can pick up the first down when we come back. Danny Gonzalez team hanging right in there here. 4:21 to play in the first half.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. This guy that you all are seeing on your screen, Cody Moon, we asked Coach Gonzalez who embodies what a New Mexico football player is supposed to be, and he said Cody Moon. He said he wants a bunch of physical, mean, tough guys, and Cody is as tough as it gets because he's a bull rider. Cody earned a scholarship just about 6 months after stepping foot on campus, and Coach couldn't be any more happier with the player and the person that he got in Cody.
Certainly is an outstanding talent for New Mexico. Thanks, Jalen. It was 3rd and 1 here, and LSU on the run did not get it. Now going to go 4th down, and let's see offense staying on the field. And it's going to be Williams in the backfield here now. 4th and 1. Just before their own 38-yard line. Daniels takes, Williams carries, he's hit, he keeps going, he has the first, and he gets up to midfield and finally pushed out of bounds. Jarek Reed ran him out, and Ronald Wilson had him in the backfield, couldn't bring him down. Gain of 13 in the first.
Nice call here. They block all the edges, come back out, got a little missed tackle there, runs low to the ground, a little straight arm, gets them out of bounds. Now what they need to do here, Mike, is 3 minutes left. They got to go on a 3-minute drive here and score because they get the ball back at halftime. They can double down.
Daniels hit as he throws. Caught over the middle and close to the first down. That's bad. Mason Taylor, now he's starting to get involved in the offense here. It's a 3rd catch of the night for the freshman tight end.
Daniels did a really nice job of hanging in that pocket too to throw that because he got smacked in the mouth there. I like how their receivers might catch with their hands.
Well, Taylor is so versatile. They line him up in the slot, put him in motion. Now they're going to go with the handoff to Williams, and he's hitting backfield, and nothing doing there. Ian Shewell on the tackle for the Lobos.
Shewell had a nice get off on the football, penetrated the gap, wrapped it up. Deion Hunter also got in on the play.
You had talked about this, Coach, but this defense for New Mexico is settling in here, making some plays. It's going to be 3rd down. They're going to lose yardage. LSU in that last play fell 3rd and 4 coming up here now for them.
3rd and 4. Watch the ball get out of his hands quick here.
The New Mexico defense on 3rd down, holding opponents just 18% on the season. That is 5th best in the country. Daniels and on a pass, and the catch is made, Jermaine Jenkins. And it's a 1st down for LSU inside the 30. Reed on the tackle for New Mexico, but the chain moves with 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Coach Long, he was bringing the house on there, got the ball off his hands quick on a 3-step slant, broke a tackle. J. Ray Jenkins, another one of those long, athletic kids.
LSU with all 3 of their timeouts here still. Clock inside of 1:40 to play in the first half. Daniels with all day back there surveying the situation. The pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
It's foolish there to tell the coach going nuts on the sidelines. They missed a late hit there.
Dion Hunter, 42 for New Mexico.
Sounds crazy to you, but this is good work for the offense getting in a 2-minute drill situation here.
Minute 33 to go, first half, 2nd and 10. Williams. It's inside the 25-yard line. Going to set up a 3rd down here as Cody Moon makes the tackle for the Lobos.
Nice push by the offensive line there. Emory Jones. That's also saying a lot, too, when you're going to run zone down here in crucial situations and you're running behind a true freshman.
Marty Goodwin checks in for Williams for LSU in the backfield. 3rd and 7. Daniels again all day over the middle. The pass is hauled in just outside the 5-yard line, and the catch is Jenkins. It's going to set up 1st and goal for LSU.
Now, what Coach was telling us about this in our meetings with him.
Timeout.
Is they're coming up here. He's got zone to one side, man beaters to the other side. They're playing zone coverage. Daniels comes back, runs the dig, and hits Jenkins.
Timeout. We'll take it with them. It's going to be LSU 1st and goal from the 6-yard line when we come back. Back to Tiger Stadium in Death Valley here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 10-0 LSU with 55 seconds to play in this first half. Here's the numbers for Jaden Daniels. Not too bad, right, Coach?
Very efficient. A lot of that stuff there is 3-step drops, short intermediate passes, and the receivers are doing the rest.
But it's still only 10-0, but they're trying to make it more. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Goodwin's in the backfield. Daniels keeps it. Tackled down at the 2. Zaire Riley for New Mexico on the play. 2nd and goal LSU.
What LSU did there is they lined up in an unbalanced set. Everybody was to the left of the offensive formation, and all they had was a guard tackle here on the backside. And what they do is they bring the tight end back across, and they're running zone option here.
Timeout. LSU.
See him come back across, quarterback keeps it.
That's their 2nd timeout of the half.
Nice pursuit there.
Please set the game clock to 48 seconds. 4-8. Thank you.
Daniels' helmet coming off there at the end of the play and the tackle, and LSU calls a timeout.
They have to call a timeout there, Mike, or else he has to come out of the football game.
Yeah, exactly. So
but when I was looking closer at the end, it really looked like Harris kind of ripped it off there at the end.
So 48 seconds remaining here in the first half. Let's go your New Mexico assessment here in the first half of play. They're only down 10-0 right now.
So far, my assessment is defensively, they're playing like their hair's on fire. Doing a really nice job, stopping them when they have to. What they have to do on the other side of the ball, the offense is getting them times. They're not running a lot of plays. They finally gave them a little breather there. They finally got their first down on the option pass that went down the sideline there. However, there was another 3 and out, and then they had a punt.
If you're LSU, you're going to really feel a lot better if you punch this in here for the touchdown. I mean, 10 points in the first half, and not what we expected here tonight. I'm sure not what a lot of people expected, but chance to go up 17-0 if they score here late. 2nd and goal, 48 seconds remaining. Jack Mashburn is in at tight end, number 82.
They're going to go zone right up the middle here with them.
Right side of the O-line along with Mason Taylor. Goodwin's in the backfield, 2nd and goal. Goodwin gets the call this time. He spins, he is shy, no touchdown signal. Goodwin, who scored the first touchdown of the game tonight, the only touchdown for LSU, is stopped shy.
3rd down here, they're lining right up. They're going to come right back at him here. Same play. Exact same play.
Goodwin, and he's in, no doubt about it this time. Armani Goodwin, his 2nd touchdown of the game. 16-0 Tigers.
Excellent push by the offensive line. Excellent push by the offensive line there. Something that defenses don't ever want to hear, Mike. You hear that band in the background going. Here's the push. Watch the offensive line make big surge. Big hole up inside the middle there. Nice seal block by Cole Taylor on the edge, number 87. And he walks on into the end zone.
Yeah, you called it right there. Cole Taylor at 6'7", 250 pounds, 87 there for the LSU Tigers. 15 plays on that drive, folks. 88 yards, 5 minutes and 19 seconds. And they do it with just 23 seconds left in the first half as Damian Ramos adds the extra point. And a 1-yard touchdown run by Armani Goodwin. He's got 2 TDs tonight. That's impressive, and using up almost the entire clock at the end of this first half.
5 minutes and 44 seconds of time possession, 15 plays. That's the kind of drive that Coach Denbrock wanted to go into halftime with. And now here's the big key here. They're going to kick off here. Not sure what New Mexico's going to do. Probably burn the clock a little bit. But now they got to kick back off to LSU. Here's what I'm saying about double down for all those poker players out there. They scored here. Offensive coordinators want to come back out, have a really nice drive after halftime, and pick this thing up to 24-0.
Yeah, that's why I kind of wonder when you saw that stat before the game. 22 of the 23 games under Danny Gonzalez at New Mexico, they have received the ball to start the game. Like every time they win the toss, they want the ball to start. And then when they haven't won the toss, everybody's deferred except one team. So, I mean, you can look at it both ways, but now it kind of hurts you when the other team's always getting the ball to start the second half, especially when they score at the end like this. They can keep momentum going, and it's 17-0 Tigers.
And the thing that surprises me about that is Danny Gonzalez is a defensive guy. He's a defensive coach. Yeah. A lot of defensive coaches want to put their defense on the field first. Here they go squib with Coach Polian did a nice job running the squib so they can't get a touchdown run back on them.
Washington picks it up and gets just across the 20-yard line for New Mexico, and there's only 16 seconds left in the first half. The 15 plays in that last drive for LSU equals the longest drive of the season in terms of plays up to this point. You don't want to try anything crazy here for the Lobos.
I don't think so. 16 seconds left here. They might try to go deep on one play, but probably run the football and go back in at halftime and regroup. They're in an unbalanced formation, so most probable run formation.
White is in the backfield. They give it to him. And he'll get across the 25-yard line. Micah Baskerville in the tackle. And that's going to wind the clock down here.
They're going to take it in halftime and regroup.
Pretty solid offensively for LSU tonight. 291 total yards so far. 13 first downs. 4 of 7 on third down.
That's the end of the first half.
It'd be a little higher, but they had a punt return touchdown called back and also a catch for a touchdown called back on penalties. That's one thing to want to clean up.
Penalties make coaches crazy.
$17-0 LSU. Goodwin has the 2 touchdowns tonight. 5 and 1 yards. Right here at the end of the half. And the Tigers lead it as we head on downstairs. Brian Kelly is with Jalen Johnson.
Coach, I know you have a couple of your key guys out on defense, but how have you liked how your other guys have stepped up for you tonight?
You know, pretty good. I mean, you know, we got 4 starters out on defense, but I think we've rallied pretty good on defense. You know, we lost our eyes on the back coming out of the backfield. We'll make that adjustment. Other than that, I think the guys have been pretty disciplined on defense.
I know you talked to us this week about limiting a little bit of the penalties. Got a couple of those in the second quarter. What are you looking to clean up there?
Yeah, well, you know, they're not penalties that are self-inflicted. I think we're playing good football. I'll have to look at the film, but, you know, our guys are playing hard. Let's just put it that way. And you know, some of those things happen when guys are just competing really hard.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Brian Kelly and the LSU Tigers with a 17-0 lead here at the half. At home from Death Valley and Tiger Stadium. 2 touchdowns on the ground by Goodwin and a field goal by Ramos. And LSU tries to go to 3-1 on the season. New Mexico hanging tough. We'll be back with halftime after this on this Saturday night.
Welcome in, SEC Halftime Report. Good to have you with us. Dorian Oka, Chris Doring, Benjamin Watson, and Takeo Spikes taking a look at what happened in the early part of the day. Mississippi State home for bowling Green from State coming off that loss at LSU. Terrible fourth quarter. Early on, Will Rogers to Caleb Ducking.
Ducking is a name you're going to hear a lot of.
You like him?
I like him. He's come on very strong during this season.
A lot of times that's an autocorrect word, too, and it's a good one here for Mississippi State. And Ducking again, 2 touchdowns for him.
What are you typing in your text, Dory?
Will, not me. I just hear people complain about it. Will Rogers, 6 touchdown passes, and State's back on track. Georgia taking on Kent State. Brock Bowers. Look at him go.
Why wouldn't you hand the ball off to a tight end when he can run like that?
Is there anything he can't do, Ben Watson?
Man, that's how you can kick field goals too, man.
We haven't seen him throw the ball yet. But I'm sure
I was thinking that might be
coming to a game near you.
It might be probably.
Yeah, why not?
Bowers again. That's incredible, huh? 2 carries, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Kendall Milton in for 1. Stetson Bennett throws for 272.
Misleading highlight here.
Well, this team that had given up 10 points all year gave up 22 to Kent State. We'll get into that. This was wild. Missouri Auburn, late 4th. Harrison Mevis with a chance to win it. He took no warm-up kicks. All right, apparently that's his philosophy. But Mevis turns into Mutthead, and we go into overtime.
Might want to reevaluate our philosophy.
I would think so. In overtime, after an Auburn field goal, Nathaniel Peake, he going to score a game winner from. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
That was a big gift.
What do you think they're saying right there?
Oh no! There were multiple things that happened with Missouri.
It was as if Missouri was trying not to win the game. Like they could not have done more things to not win the game than what you saw Missouri do at the end of regulation and into overtime.
Because not pictured was going into Auburn's overtime field goal attempt. Was no good initially, but Missouri jumped offside, gave Auburn a second try. That's when Anders Carlson hits it. That made it 17-14, and then the Pete fumble. Let me ask you, Auburn. I mean, look, a win is a win is a win. This is not a feel-good win. And, oh, by the way, Robbie Ashford, who started the game, got dinged up in the game as well.
Yeah, you talk about a game that was full of it was an emotional roller coaster. You know, you look at the highs and lows. Guys, I think back to Tank Bigsby coming out the first half, having a pretty much season high in carries for the first 2 quarters, and then coming back the second half only having 6 touches. You look at the kicking game, the mishaps in the kicking game in the second half, and then you look at, to me, the biggest thing that stood out in the second half was Auburn was down on the 30-plus yard line, and they decided to go for it. I thought they could have ended the game at that time by kicking the field goal, which they didn't. Turned around, turned the football over. They let Missouri drive back, and then Missouri missed a field goal in the end, which sent it into overtime. And so, for me, I just think as a team complexity as far as the mindset, these guys stayed together, and they did something that a lot of people did not think that they were going to do, especially as to Robbie Ashford. He went out of the game. He was dinged up a little bit. So good team win for Auburn overall. They stuck together and they made it.
That was the last game they'll have that's the easiest opponent that they'll face within the SEC. The rest of the schedule gets difficult. They got Georgia coming to town. They got the entirety of the SEC West left to play. Like, if this was their best opportunity to win, and they were able to sneak by in this one, I think it's in for a long conference schedule.
And think about the other side. Think about the team that's going to the bus right now, heading to the airport to fly back to Missouri. Yeah. They're looking at a game that literally fell out of their hands, quite literally 2 inches before the goal line. But you look at that game and you wonder, where was Luther Burden? I know he was targeted a couple of times, but this is a guy who we've seen over the last couple of weeks do a lot of really good things in the Wildcat. He's caught passes out of the backfield. He's lined up at wide receiver. He's a guy that you want to get involved. And I hate when people get up here and say, Coach, why did you not do that? But when you've got a guy that caliber, there's got to be some creative ways to get him involved.
He had 1 punt return for 3 yards. That was his only statistic. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't watch much of this game. I looked at the box score when I walked into work. I said, did Luther Burden not play?
Yeah.
But think about it.
How's the best player?
Tank Bigsby stops getting carries in the second half. Luther Burden doesn't get any touches the entirety of the game. Like, you hate to question coaches, but getting your best players the ball seems like a priority.
By the way, could be a big week for Holden Gerner, the freshman quarterback for Auburn, who came in and threw 3 passes, completing 2. All right, Georgia 39-22. Not what anybody expected. What were they favored by? 45?
45. Yeah, but when you go in and you turn the football over 3 times in the first half, when you let explosive plays create touchdowns defensively.
Okay, look at this. By the way, my guess is that by that November 19th game, that number will come down some, right? But this was FPI chance to win the remaining games on their schedule. This is insanity right now. You've got to think some of these are going to change. But as a Georgia guy, first off, let's talk about what happened in this game against Kent State.
Yeah. Well, the first thing you say, and I think we've all said it before, is a win is a win, and that is true. It goes in the win column. But how do you feel about that win? I think that Georgia right now feels a little bit like, wow, we left a lot on the table. We didn't perform the way that we are used to, and we didn't get to the standards that we have. You mentioned the three turnovers, but it wasn't just that. Defensively, there were some bad fits, some poor tackling. There was an interception by Stetson Bennett. He hasn't thrown one in, I think, 90-something attempts. And so there were some things where some places where the team looked to be possibly not quite as focused as they should have been. They were undisciplined, but at the end of the day, there are going to be some games like that in a college football season. You got to survive them. I think Kirby said something very important in his press conference when he said that this was a week of growth, and I think there's going to be a lot of growth in that team meeting coming up in a couple of days, and a lot of growth throughout practice as they head to the next game.
For the record, like Kent State, I guess be proud of this, right? I mean, they're cashing checks, right? They went and played at Washington, got a bunch of money. Went to Oklahoma, got a bunch of money. Go to Georgia, get a bunch of money. They've played big-time opponents, and apparently
that doesn't do much for the players. Getting a bunch of money doesn't do much for the players, but I will say
they can get a bunch of money.
Being able to convert on 3rd downs and 4th downs the way they did, being able to have success, I think certainly has to make you feel good.
They had 2 really long drives, 12 and 13 plays.
Nobody's done that yet, all right? I mean, they scored more than twice as many points against Georgia as 3 other Bulldog opponents had. All right. As you know, when we're all done tonight with our finale in Tuscaloosa, we got you for a full 60, and sometimes we even go a little more with a little SEC football final as we wrap up the 4th full Saturday in the SEC.
LSU on top of New Mexico, 17-0 here at the half, as they've got 2 touchdown runs by Armani Goodwin and a field goal to lead it here at the break. SEC football final, back for another season. Dari Noka, Chris Dorian, Benjamin Watson, and Takeo Spikes taking through all the biggest stories of the day, breaking down all the games coming up tonight at 10:30 Eastern. That is after Vanderbilt and Alabama, so stay tuned for that SEC football final here from Tiger Stadium tonight, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. LSU trying to go to 3-1 on the season. They will get the ball to start the second half. Mike the Tiger, he's ready. And we'll be back with the start of the second half right after this. Saturday Night Football, back with you here from Tiger Stadium at LSU. The Tigers lead at 17-0 at the break. Here's a look at some of your first half numbers. 291 total yards to 76 for New Mexico here in this first half. And a few penalties for the Tigers hurt them in that first half as well. Had a couple of touchdowns called back. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium, everyone. Mike Corey alongside Dave Steckel and Jalen Johnson as well here. Your thoughts. What did you see? What did you like? Where are we at right now after the first half of play?
The thing that really jumps out at me is LSU's defense. They've only got 2 first downs, New Mexico, and they're 1 for 5 on 3rd down. That is not a good recipe. That makes your defense be on the field so long on the New Mexico side of the thing. Offense has got to get going here a little bit for New Mexico. On the flip side, really good design on the offensive game plan. A lot of yards, a lot of points. Hurt themselves in the foot a couple times with penalties, but they go back and regroup. The defense is swarming and having a heck of a football game right now.
All right, let's take a look at some of the first half highlights here as LSU was able to score their first 2 drives of the game here tonight. Their offense is looking pretty darn good, and they got it going here on the ground and through the air. It was a nice mix to get this game started.
They did. They wanted to start off fast and get clicking here, going deep with a big route to Hilton there, makes a catch, gets the first down, come on, and they finish it off here with a zone play up the middle, 7 points. Back on the other side of the ball, they come back, swarming defense here. They come in, sack, they run the blitz, they wrap up, they tackle the guy, does a really good job there. on the defensive side of the ball. Now they come down with the option game. Really good job here by Gay, coming in, wrapping them up, tackle for loss. The defense is swarming. And then they come back in here, punch it in for the end zone, another 6 points.
What about what New Mexico has to do here in the second half? Jalen Johnson able to catch up with their head coach, Danny Gonzalez. What's going on, Jalen?
Yeah, guys, I talked to Coach Gonzalez, and I asked him what he did like about the first half, and he said, no, I don't want to talk about that. He said, I want to talk about that we are not aggressive enough. He said, nobody on the field is playing how I want New Mexico football to be. He said, I want them to be aggressive. I want them to be tough. He said, we have to go out there and try to at least push somebody. Let's try to get some points.
All right, Jalen, let's see what happens here to start the second half. However, they're going to be on defense to begin, and LSU will start the second half with the ball and a 17-0 lead. They scored at the end of the first half on the second touchdown run of the game for Armani Goodwin. As George Steinkamp kicks off, Chris Hilton Jr. on the return for the Tigers. To the 25, and that's where they'll begin to start the second half. Jaden Daniels, pretty good first half throwing the ball too, and also on the ground as well. What did you like about Daniels' play?
Poise in the pocket. Very nice job with the three-step, getting the ball out of his hands quick because of all the different stunts and pressures that Coach Long brings at him. Throwing it out quick. When he had to scramble, he took his feet and went with it.
LSU did not punt in the first half. They had 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and then a missed field goal from 38 yards. Just across the 25-yard line, the pass out to Goodwin from out of the backfield, gets across the 30-yard line, and Rico Hanna makes a tackle for New Mexico.
That was a very interesting play design. He dropped back, looked like he was going to throw a quick little bubble to the left.
Goodwin, a little
and
limp.
He rolled the pocket.
Yeah.
Watch this, he gives a little pump fake.
Timeout.
Oh.
Came down awkwardly after getting hit.
He's holding the back of his knee there. You never want to see that.
Yeah, that left leg as well, maybe hamstring. We don't want to speculate, but Goodwin, who had the 2 touchdown runs in the first half. First drive of the game for LSU from 5 yards out, and then a 1-yard touchdown run with just 23 seconds to go at the end of the first half. Let's see if he's going to be all right.
That's a good sign, right? Hot, humid night, a little dehydration, maybe a little pull right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was 93 degrees at game time tonight, 6:30 local time here in Central Time Zone. Here's Jaden Daniels' numbers, 19 of 22 with 229 yards in the first half.
Productive first half, very productive.
Second down, John Emery Jr. jumping over defenders. He gets across the 40-yard line for the first as Justin Harris makes the tackle at John Emery Jr., the senior running back.
Quickness and explosion. They run back to the nice side. Look at that big hole. I don't know, Mike. I might have been able to run through that one.
Yeah.
But I do not have that jumping skills that Emery does have.
In there right now for the injured Goodwin. Pass to the outside. It's caught. And in New Mexico territory is Mason Taylor, Jarek Reed on the tackle. Starting to get Taylor more involved in the offense toward the end of that first half. It's his 4th catch of the night.
What they did there is they ran the out route, and he went the out and up, hit him on stride there.
Going with tempo here from the 41-yard line, 1st and 10.
Watch Peach on a little underneath drag route right here.
Empty backfield to the short side of the field. Daniels is going to take off and scoot out of bounds after a couple.
It's really hard defending 11 guys out there. I was going to say 12 like it was CFL. Yeah. 11 guys out there. When that quarterback has that extra run development out there.
You're getting ready for the XFL, right?
XFL, there you go. Let's go. St. Louis waiting for the nickname.
Inside of the 40, 2nd down and 8. Emery Jr. again. Gang tackle, Bryce Santana, one of the first on the scene for the Lobos, 51.
Penetration come from the D-line. Zone blocking schemes, penetration hurts that, which you just saw right there. Nice job by the front of New Mexico.
And now Josh Williams comes in in the running back spot here on 3rd down. Daniels looking his direction, back over the middle, incomplete. Taylor, intended target.
Well-needed stop there by New Mexico. Now they look like they're in 4th down territory with 4th down here. What you're going to see here is coach is going to do combination coverages over routes over here. He's going to run zone routes to one side, man routes to the other side, and whatever Daniel gets in that pocket, that's the direction he's going to go with his eyes.
LSU was able to convert their only 4th down attempt in the first half. Let's see if they can do it again here. Pocket collapsing, Daniels pass incomplete. On the crossing route was Malik Neighbors. Not much of a chance there on that one. And they will turn it over on downs.
He had him, Mike. He had him. He had that big route. He rushed the throw, and it went a little high. Nice little pocket protection here. He steps up, throws the ball a little bit too high. Could have been an easy completion.
Please put.
Volleyball and soccer tomorrow on the SEC Network. LSU, Kentucky at noon. Then Auburn, who is undefeated at 11-0, taking on Alabama. Then number 13, Ole Miss, and Auburn in soccer. That's tomorrow on the SEC Network and also on the ESPN app. Here we go. 1st down for New Mexico. As Miles Kendrick, after taking over on downs, nice time in the pocket. The pass is incomplete the far side of the field. And trying to find Washington, Christian Washington. Greg Brooks was defending on the play, number 3 there for LSU.
They came off with the option look there, Mike, and ran the wheel route with him going to the sidelines, and Kendrick hold the ball a little bit too long. He had him if he hit him in stride.
How about what we've seen in the backfield with New Mexico, Coach, and the 2 backs that they've used here? You got Nate Jones, Jaden Hullaby, along with quarterback Miles Kendrick.
Left time out.
Correct. The one guy I thought we were going to see a little bit was Gerard White. We haven't seen him yet tonight.
Jones on the carry. Harold Perkins brings him out of bounds for LSU.
There's a nice change-up play we didn't see in the first half. They went back almost with 3 backs in the backfield. They put the motion with the 2 backs and ran toss into the boundary. Nice design. You got 3rd medium coming up here.
From the 43-yard line.
Talking to Coach House, in this situation, he likes to stay zone against his football team. Let's see if he brings a blitz or you're going to sit back and play zone against them.
3rd and 4. Jones of the carry, not going to get there. Stopped shy, well shy at the 45-yard line. Makai Wingo, number 92 in the defensive line for LSU, and also Jaqueline Roy.
Nice job by Wingo. What they're doing is playing a cat and mouse here. Coach is not blitzing, he's playing zone, and because of that, Coach Wehrmeyer, he's running the football. Nice job of being in a gap defense. Linebackers coming downhill and making a stop there.
5th punt of the night for New Mexico and Aaron Rodriguez. Jack Besh going to let it go over his head and into the end zone. We'll be back. 11-11 to go. 3rd quarter from Tiger Stadium at LSU. Tigers lead it 17-0.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. During that last time out, Armani Goodwin was in the medical tent, but did come out and head back to the locker room. So there's no word on if he's going to return to this game tonight, you guys, but that just adds another person to the list of guys out. Jay Ward, BJ Ojolari, Major Burns out for LSU. So we'll have more information on Armani as the night goes on.
All right, Jalen, yeah, that's not good. He already had a lot of defensive people out, as we talked about. You heard Coach Kelly saying Jalen at the half as well. And now Goodwin, who scored both of their touchdowns so far on the ground here tonight.
That's true. You know, the other thing we did, we talked about New Mexico's youth. There's a lot of youth over here on the LSU football team, too.
John Emery Jr. is in the backfield. They're going to hand this one off to Neighbors. And Neighbors gets across 25-yard line to the 27. Justin Harris brings him down for New Mexico.
That's one way you help your run game when you just lose your tailback, is give it to Neighbors on a fly sweep.
Well, there's Charles Turner, 69, a little gimpy there, the center, after that last play for LSU. Pass out to Jeray Jenkins. And he's got the first down for the Tigers.
They ran counter bubble there. Nice read by Daniels. Instead of running the counter, they saw off coverage over there. They threw the bubble out there. We've got a one-on-one block. Just let him get the first down.
First and 10 for the Tigers. Daniels flushed out. Rolling, throwing on the run. Neighbors has it to midfield. First down Tigers. Tackled down by A.J. Halsey for New Mexico. It's a gain of 16.
Those guys are partners in crime here. Nice job getting in the pocket. Feels the pressure, escapes. Run ability there, keeps his eyes downfield, throws his Neighbors, hits off his chest. He took his eye off for a minute though. Came back, caught the ball. Nice catch and run.
And a good concentration to stick with it there. Daniels 23 of 28. 259. John Emery Jr. gang tackled Alex Marenko. In the charge among others for New Mexico on that run.
Offense is trying to take over here a little bit with the offensive line. They're wearing down the defensive line from the standpoint of they only played a lot of plays. New Mexico is still playing very hard up front. I like their front three guys up there.
Josh Williams in the backfield. Trips to the bottom of the screen to try to set up a screen. It's caught by Jack Besh. And pretty well played by New Mexico. Dante Martin is in there to make the play. Also Cody Moon and A.J. Halsey.
The thing I'm noticing about New Mexico, which I think is a sign of a really good defensive football player, is they are still running to the football. And that sounds like, yeah, they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't do that, Mike, and they're running to the ball, they're swarm tackling. I really like what this defense is doing here with Coach Long.
Well, that's what we had asked Coach Gonzalez about this week. You know, what would we see that would make you, I'm not say satisfied, but that, you know, that's what your team needs to do, and it's running to the football. That was one of the things he said, as Daniels is run down by Bryce Santana for New Mexico.
Bryce Santana, he came down the line, he point planted, drove right down the line of scrimmage and challenged the backfield. Look at him come down the line of scrimmage. He knows his speed limitation. He comes down and heads him off at the pass and makes a nice big stop on third down. Now you got a 4th and 4 situation. Looks like they're going for it.
Yep, 4 down territory again here.
Sure is. Look for something under route or dig route coming out of his hands.
In motion goes Mason Taylor, the tight end. Here comes some pressure from New Mexico. Look out. Daniels gets out of the pocket, needs the 41. He's got it. First down LSU, dragged down inside the 30. Bryce Santana missed the tackle in the backfield. Finally, A.J. Halsey and Deion Hunter with the tackle. It's a gain of 16.
Nice pressure coming up inside here. Moon comes in around the thing. They pressure him. Miss the tackle right there. Santana makes that play right there, and they have a heck of a stop. Now they keep the chains moving. They got the first down. They're slowing it down a little bit here now, Mike.
All right, so Daniels out right now. And they're going to go with Garrett Nussmeier here at quarterback, and also Noah Kane is in the running back position. So there's Nussmeier, passes on the outside, Besh on the catch, inside the 25-yard line.
Really smart play. Coach Denbrock has his young quarterback go in there, zone bubble, either hand it or throw a really good possession pass. It looked like on that last play when Daniels got tackled, he got walloped in the head there. You know, his head fell backwards.
Well, Nussmeier, son of a coach, his dad coach of the Cowboys. He's a freshman out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Just his second game of the season. Also seeing number 21 right behind him there to his right, true freshman Noah Kane, transfer out of Penn State, stays in the game. So we've seen 4 running backs tonight with Armani Goodwin, but he's out. You heard Jalen say he went into the locker room to get checked out. John Emery Jr., Josh Williams, and now Noah Kane. But LSU is going to talk it over. They call a timeout. Figure out what they want to do here. First timeout of the half. They lead at 17-0. We're midway through the third here in Baton Rouge. $17-0 Tigers with 6:22 to play in the third quarter. Quarterback Jaden Daniels is in the medical tent right now. He hit his head real hard on the turf, Coach, after the last play in which he was taken down from behind.
He did, as you see here, they bring him back, they swing him down. Halsey made the tackling, his head bounced up off the turf. See a different angle here. That thing bounced. You always got to take those precautions, Mike. Nothing more important than the young man's head.
Yep, so Daniels is out. Grant Nussmeier is in and throws the pass complete, and it's Neighbors, and he is inside the 10. Rico Hanna brings him down for New Mexico, but Neighbors setting up 1st and goal for the Tigers, gain of 17.
Well, first of all, Neighbors is having a heck of a night for himself. And second of all, did you see Nussmeier spin that football? When I was at practice the other day, I really thought this young man could throw. Okay, here comes zone play with the 12 personnel again. Block the edges, run the zone.
One running back and the 2 tight ends, and it's Kane on the carry. Pile, Noah Kane to the goal line, and they will blow it dead just shy of the touchdown. The freshman Noah Kane and that big offensive line up front there. You look at Charles Turner and company.
Here they go, repeat. They're going to run the same play. Yep, exact same thing. Unbalanced zone, run it, repeat.
Noah Kane, he's in. It's a touchdown. LSU.
Substitution.
Third rushing touchdown of the season for the Penn State transfer, Noah Kane.
Noah Kane has some experience. He comes there from Nittany Lion Land. He's got experience. He has quickness, low center of gravity. The one comment I made to you after I came out of practice, if you remember, I thought all the backs, and this is a compliment, all look like little clones. They're short, they're powerful, they're quick, and there's an example of it right there.
Powerful lower body and legs and driving forces, right?
Absolutely.
6'4". I mean, these guys are strong, and you talked about them all here tonight. Armani Goodwin, John Emery Jr., Josh Williams, and now Noah Kane. And it's a touchdown for LSU, and they lead it 24-0 after the extra point from Damian Ramos.
New Mexico has to have an answer here, Mike. It's going to get out of hand. There's those running backs. Here it is again. They go real quick. Give it to the back, run it in. They've been going back with that. They're going to come back, you watch, and keep the quarterback keep on there, because if Nussmeier would have kept that ball, he would have ran around the edge too. So all cylinders are running really well for LSU's offense right now. Coach Denbrock has really got them plugging. And this team is always very good in the second half, especially the fourth quarter.
Yeah, LSU's been piling up yards and eating clock here. You see that? 11 plays, 80 yards, 544. Their last 4 drives, 45 plays, 264 yards of offense. They're almost tripling New Mexico in terms of plays tonight. They're almost up to 60 offensive plays in this game. New Mexico's only run 21, which is not going to get it done, as evident of the 0 up on the scoreboard for them right now. 24-0 as Nussmeier continues to stay loose on the sideline as they attend to Jaden Daniels, the starting quarterback for LSU. 5:27 to play in the third.
Well, Coach Gonzalez always talks about compete, believe, and a tough guy mentality. They got to keep it on display right now going into the second half of the third quarter here.
Set up pretty good field position for New Mexico after the kick out of bounds there by Ramos. And that's the second time he's done that this season.
The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Coach House on the defense, he has them straining to the football. That was a unique comment for me when he said, I want them straining to the football.
Right.
He says, you know, like when you lift weights and you got to strain that thing, you got to strain to the ball. Every ounce of energy getting to the football, and that's what they're exhibiting tonight.
I mean, to see the disparity in terms of what they were averaging, the first 3 games of the season, and obviously the competition has completely stepped up here tonight. They've had only just 84 yards of offense, averaging 27.3 points a game too as well. They got nothing so far. Sherrod White carries for just a couple for New Mexico. And the first downs, Coach, I mean, over 17 a game, they only have 2 first downs here tonight.
And that's a bad recipe. And why they're only having 2 first downs, they're getting really stuffed on third down. They got to get third downs and make that go in their direction.
Nate Jones in the backfield. Look out. Kendrick eludes pressure. Now on the run and coming up and making a play, Greg Brooks Jr. Heads up. What a hit.
Greg Brooks got up there. He fired the gun. He went downhill fast. When he got there, he was in a bad attitude, wasn't he? He was just in a bad attitude. Watch this coming out here. The speed, they're running the counter boot there. Gay misses him on the edge. Now watch Brooks. Here he comes down through there. As a defensive coach, I'd just like to see him wrap up there.
Right.
You know, that was a heck of a thud.
Well, Coach, you just mentioned this. New Mexico here now 1 for 6 on 3rd down tonight.
And now they're in 3rd and long.
Yeah. Tough spot. Kendrick, pressure, sacked. And there's Ali Gay, who makes the play this time for LSU.
I told you, Mike, when Coach Kelly was nice enough to let me come watch practice Thursday, this young man just fired me up the way he comes off. Look at him come off the ball, wraps, goes through 2 blockers, punches up inside through the inside shoulder, and wraps him up for the sack.
2 sacks by the LSU defense tonight for losses of 15 total yards. Nice play there.
Mike, I think that guy's arms are bigger than my legs.
Kick from Rodriguez. Besh. Fair catch. And LSU gets back on offense with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to play. How about earlier today? It is one of the most electric and outstanding atmospheres in college football. Love coming down here to Baton Rouge, Louisiana at LSU. I mean, they are out there early this morning. You, as a former coach, you couldn't stay in the hotel. You had to get out. You came here to enjoy some of the tailgating today.
I did, and those guys fired me up there. That is the gymnastics teams, the girls' fathers. They're hashtag dad girls. And they came out here and they're tailgating, and that jambalaya, they had a pastalaya, really it was called. They had pasta in the jambalaya. They had a chicken dish. He had some venison. Oh, man, I loved it.
Jambalaya. Nice. Yeah, and you were telling me, I think you said, it's not out yet. You had to wait for it, right? I mean, you were hanging out waiting for the jambalaya.
I did, because I was so fired up for the game. I hate hotel rooms. I was here at noon, so I go take a walk around 1 o'clock, and they go, and they're like, hey, Coach, we're sorry, but you got to come back in about an hour and 10 minutes. I said, well, it smells good. I'm coming back.
Hey, they already had the TVs, I'm sure, set up, right? They got the satellite dishes out there. You can watch all the games. You got all the food. Just some of the nicest people that you'll meet, you know, down here at LSU. You just walk around, and it's unbelievable.
It was. But those gymnastics dads, I really was fired up, man. They called them the gym dads.
That's good stuff. Under 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Pass is out by Kyron Lacey, who makes the catch. And he is up to the 45 for an LSU first down. Garrett Nussmeier still in at quarterback for the Tigers.
You see him rotating a couple receivers in here. And what I like about this, you got the young quarterback in there, but the same starting offensive line so he can work behind them right now.
And Noah Kane takes it up the middle. As it's 24-0 LSU. I mean, New Mexico trying to hang in there defensively, right, Jalen?
They are, and these guys are going to come out there and play hard, but I can tell you guys, when they came over here to the sideline after that last drive, they were gassed. They were in the misting fans, not a lot of talking going on, everybody just trying to catch their breath. So they're going to give it their all, but they are tired out there.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing, right, Coach? When you run up against an SEC team like this on the road, the speed, the athleticism, I mean, over time, it just wears you down.
It does. And right there, what causes is missed tackles.
Noah Kane off to the races for the touchdown.
What happens, Mike, defensively is when you are tired, the first thing that goes is your tackling ability. And you see that there on a beautiful long run by Kane into the end zone.
49 yards for the score. Second touchdown tonight for King.
See here, he comes up in the middle, beautiful hole. There's 2 missed tackles, and then he races up to the end zone, gets a little push there. Again, there was 4 missed tackles in that football play. That is not good, sound football. Coach Young, I'm sure, is disappointed. He got 2 missed tackles there. He burst down the sideline and missed 2 at the other end.
You know, and kind of from what we were told, you know, Kane is kind of like the 4th in the depth chart of the running backs, but he's got 2 touchdowns tonight. He looks pretty darn good. So if that's your 4th guy, I mean, 1 through 4 is pretty darn strong, you know, for this LSU football team. That's amazing. Good run.
It was a phenomenal run there. These young men, they have a stable at running back. They got a stable at wide receiver. And they got some guys back there. Daniels is doing a really nice job, and I'm really impressed with this Nussmeier kid. Anytime you have a coach's kid, coaches love coaches' kids because that means they're around the office, they're around the university, they're around the practices, and the future might be a little bright down the road here for Coach Kelly with Garrett Nussmeier.
All 4 LSU touchdowns tonight have been on the ground. 4 plays for 74 yards in pay dirt. SEC football final coming up tonight after Vanderbilt and Alabama, 10:30 Eastern, right here on the SEC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app as well. Gary Noka, Chris Doring, Benjamin Watson, Skio Spikes coming your way tonight to wrap up the day in college football. Had some crazy ones for sure early on. Auburn somehow sneaking away with a win at home against Missouri, and then Clemson in a real battle there against Wake Forest. Felt like Demon Deacons were going to come out on top in that game, but again, it's just Dabo Swinney and Clemson. I mean, you just find ways to win, and you always stick with it, right? Like teams like that, they just, you're not putting them away until they're 0-0. I mean, it went to overtime, and they still got them. Pretty impressive.
That's true. And you know what's going to be sad in tomorrow's papers is how they snuck by with a win and stuff. People got to understand, it's hard to win. And to go on the road and win, and Wake Forest was ranked 21, their place was packed, and they went in there and they took care of business and won a football game. They got to get a drive going here, Mike. They need to get a drive going. And obviously, I'm Captain Obvious with that comment.
Flags come in.
False start. Offense, number 75. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
What about Florida and Tennessee? As we take a first look at this flag. I mean, game day in Knoxville today. That scene was crazy.
A little false start there by J.C. Davis.
It's Hullaby on the carry for New Mexico after the penalty. There you go. Richardson and Hooker. Look at this. Look at these numbers today. Wow.
That was a field day with offense. It didn't look like a whole lot of defenses playing there.
38-33 final, Tennessee over Florida.
That was the second time they've won in like the last 16, 17 tries. But I'll tell you what, Coach Napier, I watched him a lot at Louisiana Lafayette. He's going to have that program going in the right direction.
He definitely will. There's no doubt about that. Nate Jones, Jaden Hullaby in the backfield here for New Mexico. Second down and 11, look out. And nothing happening here. Kendrick lost the ball, got it back, losing some more yardage. He wasn't. The guy hit his guy in motion, which was Radson Jang, the senior tight end, coming across. Kind of blew that play up.
They're making some sloppy mistakes right now here going down the stretch, and they're going the wrong direction. They got the car in reverse right now, Mike. They got to put that in drive.
You just read Danny Gonzalez's lips right there after that. You know, it's like, what's happening here right now? And it's tough. Elijah Queen is in at tight end here for New Mexico. 4 on the outside, 1 on the backfield. 3rd and long, handoff, Jones. And taken down, Micah Baskerville for LSU. Punt time coming up at the end of the 3rd quarter. And this defense for LSU continuing to pitch a shutout through 3 quarters of action. 7 drives for New Mexico, and their 7th punt coming when we come back with a 4th after this. Here's our featured volleyball and soccer matches for tomorrow afternoon. The SEC Network and ESPN app. Get LSU number 15 Kentucky at noon, and Auburn and Alabama. Auburn's 11-0, and then women's soccer with number 13 Ole Miss and Auburn. That's tomorrow afternoon on the SEC Network and streaming live on the ESPN app. Punt time here for the 7th time in 7 drives for New Mexico to begin the 4th quarter. Aaron Rodriguez, Jack Besh. And he will return it across the 45, spins out of a tackle, and is brought down right before midfield as we check in just a moment with Jalen. And, there's been a bunch of injuries here tonight, Coach. Defensively, LSU was without a few guys coming in. Then the quarterback, Jaden Daniels, hit his head hard on the turf, being tackled. So you've got Garrett Nussmeier, who's in at quarterback, the true freshman now
Holding
for LSU as they're back on offense.
Number 25. That's a 10-yard penalty that will be enforced from the end of the kick. First down.
Flag on the return as well. It's going to back up LSU. There's Daniels.
Yeah, Mike, you don't want those penalties, especially now. They got to get them healthied up because they're going into SEC play again next week. They go back to SEC. They already have one SEC win, and they got to go to Auburn. I believe they're going to Auburn, Alabama, to play them, who had a big win in overtime against those Mizzou Tigers.
Missouri missed a very short field goal, and then in overtime, it was an apparent touchdown. The ball was fumbled right before the goal line by Missouri, and Auburn was able to sneak away with a win in that game. Nussmeier taking a shot deep down the field, just overthrown over the outstretched arms of Malik Neighbors. And now let's check in with Jalen. What's going on?
You guys, we've been talking about some of these players that have been out, but one of the players, BJ Ojulari, is wearing that number 18 for LSU this year, tradition that began back in 2003 with QB Matt Mock. But he was given that number the 3rd day of fall camp, and Coach told us that he's the player who brings all those traits of someone who leads in an extraordinary manner to this team. He said there was nobody that he would rather wear that coveted 18 for the Tigers this year.
Ball goes out to Kyron Lacey for LSU, and he's just a little bit shy of the first down. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. You love that when the coach gives out those kind of numbers and the tradition that they've had of someone that, exemplifies what you're looking for out of a player on the team. And it's not always necessarily the best player or who has the best stats or anything like that. That's what is the site, you can make up for a championship team, and they got a player like that, Ojulari.
It's very special, and they get passed on from generations, teams, all the way down the line. It's just something really, really special.
Offensively here now, it's John Emery Jr., the senior running back. Cody Moon on the tackle, but not before he gets the first down.
The offensive line starting to take over here a little bit, powering. You talk about numbers. When I was coaching at Missouri, we had a special number 25, and the assistant strength coach for LSU is Xavier Gooden, who played linebacker for me, and he was one of those guys who had that special number because he did everything right in honor of Aaron O'Neal.
Nussmeier's pass to the outside, caught by Brian Thomas Jr. He gets away from the defender, makes another move and a cut back. And look at him go. Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown, LSU.
That was a beautiful run. Beautiful run by Brian Thomas. Coaches talked about him. Another one of those receivers with length, 6'4". He's 201. Really steady player, good hands, made some nice moves. And as you see here, what I see here when I'm watching that play, a missed tackle there again, lost leverage there, 44 0-5. New Mexico is tired right now.
Yes.
And when you have to pursue the ball and take those angles, it wears on you after a while. The offense has to come out here and do something to help them out.
That's a 57-yard pass and run after the catch for the touchdown by Brian Thomas Jr. And a lot of these wide receivers have been clocked in practice. I mean, he was clocked at 22 miles per hour. That is so impressive. He scores it, and LSU with a 38-0 lead. Nussmeier, what a job coming into relief. 5 of 6 for 104 yards at the touchdown, and it's all LSU tonight. Well, thanks to the backup quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier. LSU now, their 46th straight game with a touchdown pass. Longest in school history after the 57-yarder to Brian Thomas Jr. And the defense continues to pitch a shutout here tonight, 38-0. 13-14 to play. Look at the disparity in yards, Coach. I mean, is that crazy or what tonight? What do you got there?
Absolutely crazy to me. LSU has 555 total yards of offense, and New Mexico only has 77. They got to sustain a drive here.
And, you know, this is with, you got Brian Kelly coming in here, obviously, and Mike Denbrock, really solid offensive coordinators, done just a great job over the years, and they've had 500-plus yards now twice in 4 games this season. They didn't have 500 yards in a game at all in 13 contests last year, as Jordan Porter carries and is taken down by LSU and Terrence Welch on the play.
Coach Kelly came in here to build this program, and these guys know how to coach now. Look at them coming down this. They're using their speed here, coming down the line of scrimmage. Missed the face mask there. Got a little handsy with the face mask right there. But he brought coaches in who know how to coach, and it's very impressive. He hasn't been successful all those places without doing something right.
Right. Hand up here for Nate Jones. And how about a ton of credit to LSU defensive coordinator Matt House as well, and what his D has done here tonight. There's still 12.5 to go in this game, and not to jinx him, but LSU's defense hasn't pitched a shutout in over 4 years.
Wow.
That was 31-0 in a win over Southeastern Louisiana back on September 8th, 2018. That was when the Tigers were number 11 in the nation, so they're trying to do something they haven't done in quite some time here tonight.
It's hard to pitch a shutout. And now he's got all these young men out there with clean white jerseys, and pants rather. That's what the backup's getting some time, Mike.
That's with a ton of injuries here tonight as well on this defense for LSU. The pitch goes out, and the Tigers are all over it. Luke Wysong taken down. Combination there of West Weeks, Mike Jones Jr. Now here are the guys that are out. Jay Ward, a senior safety, was the SEC Defensive Player of the Week last week. He had Major Burns as well, another safety, and then B.J. Ojulari, who we talked about. So credit this entire D for stepping up the way they have here tonight.
They were. Now there's superior coaching there by Coach House, because that was option football. They had a guy on the dive, a guy on the quarterback, a guy on the pitch. They ran it down, swarmed it, they lost a yard. They needed a first down there too, Mike, to help that defense.
Gregory Clayton Jr. is the return man now for LSU. Flags come flying in as he's taken down on the spot inside the 20-yard line. Let's get the call.
I was watching the ball there. I didn't see what happened. You know, they're meeting about here.
Holding, number 27, receiving team. That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be a first from the end of the kick. First down.
Hold on the return. LSU ball back on offense with a 38-0 advantage when we come back here in the 4th from Baton Rouge. Coming up on Monday at 7 Eastern, Thinking Out Loud, back for another season. Spencer Hall, Richard Johnson, breaking down the weekend on the gridiron, talking about all the hottest topics of the coming week and previewing Saturday's biggest games. Thinking Out Loud, Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central on the SEC Network and on the ESPN app. All right, so Brian Kelly coming in here for LSU. What a job he's done throughout his career. Started back at Grand Valley State. 13 years there. Central Michigan for 3, Cincinnati for 4. Notre Dame 12 years there, and now in his first year here at LSU.
Amazing career, and he's still going.
Noah Cain on the carry for the Tigers, and 3-time National Coach of the Year. You know, runner-up, remember back in 2012 at Notre Dame.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a hell of a ball coach. And but you know what his best attribute is? We found out we got the same birthday.
That's right.
That's right.
That.
Old October 25th. I'm going to have to send him a birthday card.
Yeah, you guys, oh yeah, it's so funny the other night. We'll get to this play here, second down at 7. Nussmeier and a QB. Pass to the outside. Drake Jenkins on the catch. And gang tackled at the 15-yard line, 5-yard shot at first down. What did you do to the server? Did you were teasing me? It's like it's Mike's birthday. Go bring him out a cake or what was it? Ice cream.
Oh, that was Jalen's whole idea.
Oh, Jalen did it.
Steck had nothing to do with that.
Because everybody starts clapping. I'm clapping, and then
I know you're clapping. They put it in front of you.
In front of me. I'm like, well, whose birthday is it?
You know, that's where we needed a camera to get your face because it was like it was priceless. You know, absolutely priceless. Birthday in September. When is your birthday?
It's a little before yours, October 17th.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. 3rd and 4 here for the Tigers. Pass is caught for the first, and Jenkins has it on the slant.
Mike, I have to tell you, when I was at practice and I watched Garrett Nussmeier throw the football, watch him slip in the pocket here. Boom, quick release, up and over, right on the money. Very impressed with this young guy.
And again, it's a good time here. Finds Lacey. Ripped down after a gain of 4. And LSU's going to go on to win here, of course, tonight. They're going to have their 15th straight game when rushing for over 150 yards. They had 175 on the ground here tonight between those 4 running backs. And Armani Goodwin, who went off with the injury. And then you have John Emery Jr., Josh Williams, and Noah Kane, who's seen a lot of time here in this second half. Pretty well-balanced team.
Well-balanced. Very good running backs here. Look at him throw on the pocket here.
Chris Hilton Jr. on the catch here from Nussmeier. First down.
Other thing I like about Nussmeier and what Coach Denbrock is doing here is he hasn't had to change the game plan for him. He's still just as mobile. He can run. He throws on the move there. Throws the 3-step really nice.
Well, and that's what we talked to him about yesterday. I asked, leaving Cincinnati, coming here, of course, very familiar and friends with Brian Kelly. And obviously, you don't have a pass-up opportunity here if you can come to LSU for sure, right? And he said, hey, it's easy for me because, he had Desmond Ridder, right, at Cincinnati. Same type of thing, great passer, mobile quarterback, right? Then he comes here, and what does he have? Jaden Daniels, again, another dual threat QB, can hurt you with his legs, also a strong arm. And then you just mentioned it here with his backup in Nussmeier. So makes it easy when you have a game plan and you have a way that you want to call a game, and you can do it, completely moving your operation to a different team.
Correct. The cupboard's stocked at the skilled position for LSU.
John Emery Jr. And he pushes his way into New Mexico territory. The 45 for a first. Kyler Drake on the tackle. But the chain is going to move, and LSU is just trying to wind the clock here in this fourth with a 38-0 lead.
You see the replay here with Emery. They run the counter OT, comes around, comes up here. He spins and dances a little bit. I like to see him put his foot in the ground and go right up the field there sometimes instead of dancing and spinning so much. Emery's a good football player. He needs to use his speed here. Look at the total yards, Mike. 600 to 84.
Unreal.
Ooh, jumping Jehoshaphat.
Dominating performance here tonight. Again, Emery Jr. using up some clock, picks up 4 yards on the play.
I was just thinking, Mike, I don't think I had to walk 600 yards just to go get that pasta liba down there that the gym guys were cooking. I don't think I had to walk that far.
It's a great setup here at LSU, there's no doubt about it. LSU's first 600-yard game since the national championship season back in 2019. They did it 6 times that year. How about that?
Wow. 6 for 600.
And this is Noah Kane again for LSU.
They're working on their counter game, their gap scheme. They've been running zone most of the night. Now they're coming back with the counter play, which is one of their bread and butters. There's Daniels with his helmet back on. They gave it back to him, so he's probably not concussed. That's a smart decision not having him in the football game.
No, don't need that now.
Watch for a quick throw up there, off coverage.
You got Jack Mashburn, the tight end in motion. 82's out there now. Kane again. How strong is Noah Kane? Unreal. Just a powerful back, true freshman.
I told you, Mike, these guys all look the same. Their quads and hamstrings are huge. That shows you the lower body strength they have. My man Xavier Gooden, I was talking to you about this weight room. He's getting after them.
Yes.
It's good football here by Coach Kelly and Coach Denbrock. They're running the ball. They're running the clock. Ready to take this thing home, it looks like.
We know about the first game of the season and the 1-point loss to Florida State. But then, you know, Southern, big win. Obviously a huge win at home here against Mississippi State last weekend. And Emery fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Bryce Santana for New Mexico. They've got it.
Nice hustle play by Bryce Santana here.
Recovered by the defense. First down, New Mexico.
Coming back here, they're running the zone play. They're trying to run the clock and get out of here.
First turnover of the night for LSU.
He caused it and he recovered it.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. One thing that offensive coordinator Coach Denbrock told us that he wanted from his team this week was for them to start fast and with a lot of tempo, so he should be happy about the way this team has competed today, you guys.
But they pulled the guns back a little bit here and took their foot off the gas running the football until they fumbled that ball.
I mean, New Mexico forcing turnovers, 4 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries in that 27-10 win last week over UTEP. First time forcing 7 turnovers in a game since 1986 against Memphis State. It was still Memphis State at the time, way back then. But you know, they have done a nice job, you know, this season. But right now, it's just all about their offense, and they haven't been able to muster up anything. And that's a big reason because that LSU defense is so stout.
That's true. Very stout defense. Coach House came from Kansas City Chiefs, working with Coach Andy Reid, that staff there. Very smart, intelligent football coach. And look at his backup players, how they're running to the football.
Won a Super Bowl there in Kansas City. Luke Wysong here on the play for New Mexico, and 7 Banks knocks him out for LSU. Under 4 to go.
They're still competing. That's one thing that Coach Gonzalez really does with his football team. It's real easy to pack up your ship and start sailing home when it's 38-0.
Yeah, LSU or New Mexico is going to be at UNLV next weekend. And then home versus Wyoming. First game in October. Kendrick hit hard. Taken down as West Weeks comes in. That's a big hit, some big plays tonight. 33 for this LSU defense, the linebacker, transfer out of Virginia.
Wes Weeks is a true, typical Mike linebacker type of young man. They get pressure up the middle here, coming around the edge. Missed a little tackle there. He comes in and cleans it up. He was the guy who saved the game against Florida State, made that big tackle in the hole against Florida State to give LSU that opportunity to go down and try to score. He's a true Mike linebacker, tough, hard-nosed, gritty kid.
Gregory Clayton Jr. to return this punt from Aaron Rodriguez. From the 20. It's a stiff arm. And pushed out of bounds. It's across the 35-yard line. Good return by Gregory Clayton Jr. All LSU tonight. We're trying to run this one out when we come back. 38-0 over New Mexico here at home from Tiger Stadium. All right, so LSU after tonight going to be 3-1, and they're getting set to hit the road to Auburn next week, Coach, on ESPN.
On SEC play, starting up here. Auburn had a big overtime win against Mizzou. And you see the rest of that schedule going down right through the SEC play.
Yeah, and Tennessee after that big win today over Florida as well. So not easy. It should be interesting to see what happens here under first-year head coach Brian Kelly and company. And here tonight, dominating performance, averaging 8 yards per play tonight. New Mexico's averaged 2.7.
Big disparity. I think, you know, going back to SEC, you mentioned SEC play, I mentioned SEC play. Coach Kelly, I think that was one big reason he wanted to come here. The competition, and try to have a new challenge. You stay at a place for 12 years, you've done a great job there. New challenge here. And oh, by the way, it probably helped that you got $100 million to come.
Yeah, that's it.
Someone just came to get me
and this run game tonight has been strong all around for LSU. Noah Kane carries again. How about the attendance here? 100,501 here from Tiger Stadium in Death Valley. Just one of the most outstanding places to watch college football in the nation.
Well, you did the open and said it's electrifying, and it was all of that. It was all of that. They're letting the clock run here. What they got to do, oh, they did get the first down. They marked them for the first down. I thought they were a little short there. They can just run the ball a couple times, and you know what Dandy Don used to say, right? The party's over.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of excitement, though, around this campus, too. We had a chance to catch up with new men's basketball head coach as well, Matt McMahon, yesterday, who's really excited about the opportunity at LSU. He's had to overhaul the entire roster, bring a lot of guys in here. I mean, he did a phenomenal job. He was at Murray State for 11 years total. The last 4 as head coach, Coach John Morant and company, and they're going to begin their season on November 9th versus UMKC, University of Missouri, Kansas City. So shout out to Coach McMahon and the basketball staff here at LSU as well. So a lot of good things happening around here.
It is. That's a nice shutout, Mike. But I told you, we told you guys last night, if there's no point on the ball, there's really no point to the game, man.
LSU pitching a shutout for the first time since 2018. Dominating performance. They win it 38-0 over New Mexico. They improved to 3-1 overall and 3-0 here at home with a convincing victory. They've won 11 straight against non-conference opponents here at home and 60 of their last 61 against non-SEC foes here at the stadium as well. Pretty special. Only losses way back in 2017 to Troy. Remember that 3-point loss here. So they've getting the job done. And Daniels talking with New Mexico head coach Danny Gonzalez there, and that's good to see. Let's hope Daniels is all right as he hit his head hard on the turf.
He is. They were together at Arizona State when Danny was the defensive coordinator and he was the quarterback there.
Let's head on down to Jalen with head coach Brian Kelly.
Coach, we talked about it a little bit at halftime. Your defense shut out, even with some guys missing. What did you like from their performance today?
Yeah, really disciplined performance. You know, again, it's about trying to be consistent, and this defense now is showing some, you know, consistent performances. And you know, obviously after the first week where we really didn't, you know, have the continuity, we had a lot of new players. Tonight we were without 4 starters, and we have guys stepping up and really playing a high level.
Last week you said you learned that your team was mentally and physically more prepared than you thought they were. Where did you learn about them tonight?
You know, I thought consistency really was, you know, what we were looking for, and they were extremely consistent. Anytime you shut out anybody in college football, that's a really good day. That's a stubborn defense. They're really stubborn. You know, Rocky Long, Danny do a great job keeping the points down. You know, obviously we didn't punt tonight. We kept the ball all night and, you know, did some good things. So something to build off of. We know what we need to get better at. You know, we got a tough stretch now here of a number of SEC games. This was a good game for us to feel, you know, like we can get better each and every week.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Congratulations.
All right. Thanks, Jalen, and thanks, Coach. LSU wins it tonight. 38-0. They're 3-1. They get set to go to Auburn next week on ESPN. Thanks for watching here. Thanks to our producer, Graham Taylor, our director, Brett Lancaster, on Stats, Matt Siegel, spotter Dan Clark, and for Jalen Johnson, Dave Steckel, Mike Corey saying so long from Baton Rouge, Louisiana here at LSU at Tiger Stadium, and thanks for watching. The Tigers win at 38-0. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone.